I don't know how many of you remember this, but one of the biggest things to happen to the internet in 2009 was Beyoncé's Single Ladies. It was all over the news, all over the blogosphere, people were covering the dance, and one band happened to find their first viral success. That's right, we're talking about Pomplamoose. Hi. Welcome to the Listener's Guide. I'm Steve, and you may be wondering why I'm talking about Pomplamoose on a channel ostensibly about classical music. Well, as I mentioned in an earlier video, I don't see genre divisions as clearly as other people do, and as a musicologist, I'm very interested in what makes YouTube musicians and audiences tick, or as we call it in the biz, performance and reception. Pomplamoose 2009 cover of Single Ladies is a great jumping off point because it's an early and indicative example of the ways in which musicians have to balance entrepreneurship and community engagement in order to create an authentic experience which audiences reward. Let's start with the entrepreneurial angle. By the time that Pomplamoose released their video in September 2009, Single Ladies was already a meme. They also just happened to release the video the same week as the infamous 2009 VMAs, otherwise known as the Kanye incident. This meant that droves of people went to YouTube searching for all things related to Beyoncé and Single Ladies, and Pomplamoose was able to use that as an opportunity to funnel audiences to their channel. This may seem to some audiences like an attention-grabbing move, and in all reality, it is. So what made this a successful one that audiences like? Well, it follows a policy adopted by many YouTubers and best summarized by Hank Green on Medium.com. Clickbait it may be, but if you swallow the hook and find a filet mignon or at least a quarter pounder suddenly inside your mouth, that's not a problem. Let's take a look at this opening shot. You see a normal room inside someone's house filled to the brim with instruments that they're about to play for you. The lighting isn't great, the camera quality is good for YouTube in 2009, but still not professional, and you see two people in pretty unremarkable clothing. Everything about this single shot establishes the idea that these are normal people who happen to be good at music. And the first words out of Jack's mouth are, "Una dos pizza." So within the first couple of seconds, they've established a goofy and relatable atmosphere that invites the viewer in. The video itself is in a genre that Jack Conte created and called the video song. The basic premise is that you see every sound you hear and basically nothing else, besides a few background gags like Natalie eating cereal or throwing fluff balls onto Jack, who is playing the music on the take. This kind of transparency balances out the professional quality of the recording and the mixing, showing that even though it's highly produced, it's their product. It's just them making the music that they want to make and giving it to you. This is reinforced by the general sound that they give the music. It's not someone simply imitating Beyoncé, but putting their own stamp on the music so as to advertise their musical identity. They even drive the point home with a little bit of extra commentary.
Don't make me sing this part of the song. The lyrics are so bad, so we're going to skip ahead.
But what really makes this an especially effective cover is that, above all else, it is free to view and share. The use of music as a gift in a gift economy has been observed throughout a lot of the literature on independent musicians in the 21st century. Pomplamoose produced a high-quality track and just gave it away to their audience, who reciprocated by sharing it or by purchasing their products and albums or tickets to their shows or a number of other things. This kind of community involvement is key to any successful online brand. Audiences want to know that their favorite musicians are transparent and accessible before supporting them financially, especially in an age when it feels like professional musicians are swindling you somehow. And the entire Pomplamoose brand is built on this premise. Their first album, Tribute to Famous People, is full of cover songs in all sorts of genres. They're not your average cover band. They don't stick to one band or genre. In fact, the tracklist comes across more as a karaoke set list or a road trip mixtape. This gives off the casual impression that 21st century fans love. They've also made headlines for the 2014 tour that actually lost the band money, but Jack pointed out that the whole tour was about building relationships with their fans and creating a fun time that they would tell all their friends about. This word-of-mouth publicity is very important in the 21st century, and the band is keenly aware of it. They're also aware of new business models on the internet, such as pay what you want and crowdfunding, even going on to create a specially designed platform for YouTubers and other serial content creators. and which establishes Pomplamoose as a pivotal figure in the YouTube community at large. By being relatable, approachable, and active members of the YouTube community, they get the support that they need because audiences trust and respect them. I think it's pretty clear that there is a lot that made this video successful. It's relatable, it's approachable, it's very high quality, and it's free to share. It demonstrates quite a lot of the tactics that YouTube musicians typically use nowadays in order to gain traction and develop their careers. So what about you? Do you remember when this video came out? What did you think about it? What do you think about this video that you're watching right now? Let us know in the comments, or don't forget to send us a message on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, we're everywhere. Speaking of being everywhere, there have been a lot of recent developments on the Listener's Guide, and I don't think I can even get to them all right now, but I was on TV in May about the project, and I also made several videos for the Dallas Opera over the summer, so if you would like to see those two things, check out the links in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time on the Listener's Guide.